Fall of the Dinosaur Empire, an epic retelling of global cataclysm. Hear now the saga, etched in the memory of the deep earth, of the time before time as we reckon it, the age when the world belonged to the great-scaled sovereigns. These were the dinosaurs, beings of such might and majesty that their very names echo with lost power. Imagine the earth trembling beneath the tread of the titans, colossal herbivores whose necks scraped the heavens as they browsed the canopy of primordial forests, their bodies mountains of flesh and bone. Picture the armored ones, living citadels clad in bony plates and wielding fearsome tail clubs, impervious to all but the greatest threats. And tremble before the tyrant kings, the ultimate predators, with jaws capable of crushing bone to powder and claws like reaping hooks, there roars the unchallenged anthems of a planet they commanded. Above them soared the sky drakes, leathery-winged masters of the air currents, casting vast shadows upon the lands below, while in the warm, teeming oceans swam the marine leviathans, serpentine hunters ruling the depths with terrifying grace. For an epic stretching 160 million years, their myriad forms held absolute dominion over land, sea, and air. Theirs was an empire not of maps and decrees, but of sheer, untamed existence, a dynasty written in tooth and claw across the face of a vibrant, ancient world. Life under their reign pulsed with savage energy. The sun beat down upon a planet draped in greens unknown to us, vast jungles thick with ferns taller than houses, cycads like armored palms, and the first tentative flowering plants. Immense inland seas shimmered under a hazy sky, and the continents themselves drifted slowly, forging connections and separations that dictated the flow of life. The air was thick, warm, and humid, nurturing ecosystems of staggering complexity, all revolving around the presence of the great reptiles. It was a world of giants, a planet breathing with a power both terrifying and magnificent, seemingly destined to endure for eternity under the rule of its scaled masters, unaware of the fragility hidden beneath its verdant cloak or the twin calamities brewing in the heavens and the earth's own fiery heart. Yet, even empires forged in the crucible of ages are not eternal. Subtle tremors of change began deep within the planet. Across the lands destined to become India, the very ground wept fire. For millennia, colossal volcanic fissures, the Deccan traps, bled rivers of molten rock, burying landscapes and spewing forth immense clouds of ash and poisonous vapors. This slow poisoning hazed the skies, subtly altered the climate, and stressed the delicate web of life. The earth itself seemed afflicted by a growing fever, a prelude to a more sudden, devastating blow. The foundations of the dinosaurs' world were slowly, inexorably being weakened from within. Then a portent appeared in the celestial vault. A new star, burning with unnatural intensity, a wanderer against the familiar constellations. Night after night, this harbinger grew from a faint curiosity to a baleful eye staring down upon the world. It moved with chilling purpose, a messenger of doom descending from the cosmic ocean, its trajectory aimed squarely at the heart of the dinosaur empire. The ancient skies offered a final, terrifying warning. The day the heavens shattered arrived with unimaginable swiftness. The celestial mountain struck not earth, but air first, compressing it to plasma, unleashing a wave of incinerating heat that scorched the ground below before the impact. Then, the blow landed in the shallow waters off the Yucatan Peninsula. The planet screamed. The crust buckled like cloth, throwing debris, vaporized asteroid and shattered Earth, beyond the atmosphere. Shockwaves, seismic and atmospheric, radiated outwards at speeds defying comprehension, flattening forests for thousands of miles, triggering earthquakes that shook the entire globe and rousing the oceans to fury. Darkness fell upon the world. The sun, source of all life, was choked behind a thick shroud of dust and aerosols hurled into the stratosphere. Day became a perpetual, freezing twilight. An impact winter gripped the planet, plunging temperatures catastrophically. But fire followed the cold. Material ejected into space rained back down as incandescent meteors, igniting global firestorms that consumed continents in flame. The air grew thick with soot, sulfur, and toxins. Colossal tsunamis, born from the impact's fury, surged across the oceans, scouring coastlines clean hundreds of miles inland. Acid rain, brewed in the poisoned atmosphere, burned the remaining vegetation and poisoned the waters. The great reptiles, masters of their former world, faced an enemy they could neither fight nor comprehend. The darkness and cold killed the plants, severing the food chain at its base. The colossal herbivores, requiring vast amounts of fodder, starved first, their mighty bodies collapsing in the desolate, frozen landscapes. The fearsome hunters who stalked them soon followed, finding only famine and death. The ongoing volcanic eruptions of the Deccan Traps added their own poison to the air, prolonging the twilight and hindering any chance of recovery. It was a multi-pronged assault: darkness, cold, fire, poison, starvation, a perfect storm of extinction. It was not a swift, clean end. It was a slow, grinding attrition in a world turned hostile. The titans fell. The hunters vanished. The sky drakes plunged earthwards. The ocean leviathans perished in toxic seas. An empire built over 160 million years, an entire ecosystem of unparalleled majesty, was systematically dismantled, erased from the surface of the earth in the geological blink of an eye. Their roars faded into an eternal silence. Eons passed. When the dust finally settled, allowing sunlight to once again kiss the surface, it illuminated a profoundly altered world. The age of reptilian giants was utterly, irrevocably over. Their bones lay entombed in layers of rock, a silent, fossilized testament to their lost dominion and the cataclysm that had brought it low. The stage was empty, awaiting new actors. But life, tenacious and adaptable, endured. From the ashes and ruin, survivors emerged. Small, furred mammals, creatures that had scurried in the shadows of the giants, found a world suddenly open to them. They crept out into the light, inheriting a shattered kingdom, diversifying and eventually giving rise to new forms of life. In the skies, birds, the direct descendants of a lineage of dinosaurs that miraculously weathered the apocalypse, took flight, a living echo of the vanished age. The earth began its slow, patient recovery, forever changed by the fall of its former masters. Thus ended the grand dominion of the dinosaurs, not by war or earthly rival, but by a convergence of cosmic misfortune and terrestrial fury. Their story remains a stark and sobering chronicle of power and impermanence, a reminder etched into the very stone of our planet that even the mightiest reigns are transient, subject to the vast, indifferent forces that govern the universe. Their time passed into the deep silence of history, a grand, tragic, and awe-inspiring chapter in the epic, unending story of life.